Welcome back to Raw Talent Racing, and we're at Brands Hatch where drivers don't seem to use their radar, and I take out 2 for 1. There's other ways to kill people. You can go off-road, and when you rejoin the track you can just go straight into someone, or there's an even better idea. You can cut the corner, bounce off the curb, do a 360 and hope that Gran Turismo goes to you. Welcome back to Gran Turismo. We are currently 108th at Brands Hatch with a 127.608.
Wow, what a move that is! Nice and insane move by them. Well played.
Valkyries and tempos and petrels, hackans. The RTR squad and force this week.
Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy RTR Tempo in the hot seat, part of Raw Talent Racing, RTR RT Racing. We are currently at Brands Hatch and it's 11 laps. We are currently running the GR4 cars, racing soft tyres, and straight away I am in the Alfa 4C, and jumping into this race ahead of me is Damien Chafe and 2 other Lightning drivers, and basically they're in the Megane. And what I've noticed when I'm running the 4C, it is one of the fastest, it's the fastest car on the leaderboards. Probably top 10 is 80% 4Cs, Alpha 4Cs. In the race though, the Megane just seemed to just shoot off at the beginning of the race, and I just couldn't get in their slipstream. Obviously you start the grid and you have your front row, your second row, third row, and so on and so forth, and that applies to rolling starts as well, where the front 2 have a slightly bigger gap than the other third and fourth, and so on and so forth throughout the grid. But that Megane that I was supposed to start second row with just shut off, and with him also, all 3 of them being absolutely beasts, and I know they've been driving here all week, they are just on fire, so just keeping up there was very tricky. Right behind us we have a Honda NSX driven by our Bundy son, very good friend of RTR. I have known our Bundy son for, well, since the start of GT7 to be honest. I had many races with him. Basically we have various cars you can use at Brands Hatch. You can use the Genesis G70, the Megane, which you can see up in the lead. I don't really get on with the Megane. I tried it, I just don't feel like I've got any pace with it. Maybe if I used it a lot more then I'd get faster with it. Obviously, as you can see, there's Lamborghinis in here as well, and I've got to say, as the week has gone on, the Lamborghini is looking very strong. I thought the Genesis looked strong at the beginning of the week, but I'm telling you, if you want to give the Hurricane a go, give it a go. It's a really good car. But we're out in the Alfa Romeo 4C, and it's a slippery bugger. Like, there are setups on this week and they do make a difference. I will say they will make a difference. I've tried various setups. You can't really change much. You can change suspension, compression, and that's about it. But there are various combinations you can use, various brake balances and so on and so forth. I've tried to not mess around with it. Every time I do, the car just gets really unstable. I wish Gran Turismo 7 would just leave setups alone, to be honest, because all the drivers I know, they just want a level playing field, especially all the top drivers, the fastest drivers in the world. They don't really want to be messing around with setups, especially before races. You can't save them. There's so many problems with them. So ideally, Gran Turismo, get rid of them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do please subscribe and continue watching Top Split Racing here at Raw Talent Racing. We do try and provide Top Split Racing. We are always in Top Split lobbies, racing against the finest and fastest drivers in the world. Whether we are one of the fastest drivers or not is another question, but we're out here trying anyway. But as you can see, we are being chased by our Bundy son. I pick up a penalty and we play pretty much cat and mouse. As you can see, the front three are kind of like peeling off. They've got their own little group, and then it's like me and Al Bundy's son, and then like you've got another group behind. And Brands Hatch seems to deliver that. You kind of get these little groups of racers. I was contemplating about going in the pits here, and you do have to have a pit stop at Brands Hatch this week in Daily Race C, and it's up to you whether or not you change the tyres. If I'm out in the lead, if I'm in the top 5 and I think there's a big enough gap, I do change tyres. If the gap's quite small, then I don't change tyres and I try and survive the rest of the race. But it's very tricky. It is very tricky. In the 4C, you will burn about 70% of your tyres, so you have to kind of really defend on lap 10, lap 11. If you've got like a G70 behind you, which has already changed its tyres, or a McGann, it's very, very, very difficult to defend, but it's doable, very doable not to change tyres. But I don't know, you also lose fuel, so your car's lighter in the later of the race, so you kind of undercut people, get fresh tyres, get slipstream. It's a tactic you can use. But yeah, as we come round Brands Hatch and into the last few corners, we've got this penalty that we've got to serve, half-second penalty, and Al Bundy's son, he gets past us. And down into clearways, down into Clark Curve. I quite like this corner, it's really, really tricky. You've got to stay in 4th gear, sometimes I drop to 3rd gear. All the way down the straight into Paddock Hill, and Al Bundy's son is there. And I was thinking, you know, I just got to be patient, don't crash, don't bump, and have a little look in the inside as we come into Paddock Hill. Then we go down into Druids, where I made the move coming out of Druids, and then we go off to Surtees. Really, really, really tricky corner. We want to stay in 3rd gear, don't drop to 2nd, and really power out there. And then you come up to Awful Bend, which is really, really tricky. Drop into 4th gear, mid corner. You can do it just before. You want to child brake a little bit, get back to the power. But as you can see, that NSX is really pushing me. I know Al Bundy's son made a few mistakes, so have I. And it's just one of those tracks where you are going to make mistakes, especially around these the long free sweeping rights where you've got Dingle Bell, Sheen Curve. And obviously we just got in Sterling's, back down into clearways, back onto the straight, but the last sector is so tricky. You've got to take it at such high speeds, you're skipping over curbs, and Brands Hatch is a tricky track. If you've driven it in real life, you'll know that this is one hell of a dip. The elevation, when you go down and come back up, you will scrape your front bumper. And then depending on what car you're in, I've been around here in a Honda Civic track car, and it really, really grips the car, really grips the roads. So but yeah, the curbs are really harsh at Brands Hatch. I know that from real life experience, especially this one in Surtees. But you don't go off to the left. You only do the little small track when you do a real life racing here. But real life track day, should I say. You don't get to experience all around here, which is probably reasonable, to be fair, because it's such high speed corners all the way around here. You're probably like pushing 100 mile an hour, depending on what car you're in, you know. Yeah, when I've done track days, there are all sorts of cars out there. There's some beasts out there, so yeah. But we are in GR4 cars, and there are many cars you can use. It's a great track, great race. I've had ups and downs myself all week. I've been trying various stuff I've been changing different stuff on my steering wheel, Gran Turismo settings. I do actually change my tyres because I noticed P5 was about 7 seconds behind. So I thought it'd be a good idea, and I had I just thought Al Bundy's son might have changed his tyres as well, because he's running an NSX. It's a bit of a heavier car, so he probably needed to change tyres. And I thought, you know what, that's okay with me. Like, even if he came out ahead of me, I would have been on fresh tyres. I would have been in this slipstream. And we're just playing cat and mouse this whole race. And basically, every time Al Bundy's son gets in front of me, he just kind of like, he doesn't lose it. He just like, he lets me go past. Well, not lets me, I just made the move to go past. And it all clean moves every time I go past him. And it's the way we respect each other on the track, so it's always going to be clean. But sometimes people prefer to chase other cars and others prefer to lead. I am one of those who does like to chase other people. I like to be on like someone's rear bumper. So like in this race, like the top three kind of got away from me in the slipstream. So now I've got Al Bundy's son and he's just running in my slipstream. And like every time I was behind him in his slipstream, I just felt like I could overtake him straight away anyway. And maybe for him, it was quite similar, where if he stayed in my slipstream, it was easier for him to race and just have a more consistent race, whereas I'm in front and I'm controlling how we race, kind of. And obviously I don't have any slipstreams, so I'm using more tyre wear. I'm against the wind, so the elements are against me. I just get absolutely wild here. And Al Bundy's son does amazing to cut inside, and he runs a bit wide there. Maybe his tyres have overheated again, but like I say, I just in his slipstream, he got a bad run out there, and then I just pull up next to him. It's like I lost my position and I got it straight back next corner. So shouts out to Al Bundy's son. It's been some brilliant racing. I thought he was going to make a move here, but he pulls out. It's very tricky to do a move in there on the inside. If you bounce off that curb, it is likely to end up in death. But yeah, very likely place to crash here. You'll probably see a lot of people crash here, and probably have done throughout the week. But yeah, shouts out to Al Bundy's son as we continue the race. Damien Chave, who is set 127.9 in the race. I've done 128s, but it's not easy, I can tell you. But 127.9, that's ridiculous in the race, I think. I don't know how they're doing it in them guns. I did hear a rumour that control pads are OP this week in Daily Race C, and it's for some reason the control pads can brake later into the corner. So I hear. How much truth is in that, I don't know. But it's a shame to hear, to be honest, because for myself, I don't believe in, like, you know, like FIFA is you pay to win, but like Gran Turismo is sponsored by Fanatec. I'm kind of in that Fanatec. I've been sucked into using a steering wheel. I'm in that Fanatec ecosystem, spend a lot of money, and then you're racing against people on control pads. I've got nothing against it. I just feel like surely a steering wheel should be better than a control pad. But I know Lewis Burton, who is one of the fastest in the UK, he runs a control pad. I think he runs a steering wheel now, but he was one of the fastest on a control pad in the world, former RTR driver, now with Vanquish Racing. So shouts out to Lewis, raced him quite a few times this week, seen him spin out as well. But yeah, like I say, Al Bundy's son, he makes the move, panic kill, and then into Druids Hill. Druids, I just make the move back, and I get my position back. So it was a bit of a cat and chase mouse with Al Bundy's son. Very good racing, very fun racing, and I was surprised by the NSX, to be honest. I do feel like I want to go and use it as a car. It is in the top 100, so maybe I will. Still got a few days left of daily racing, so we've got Friday today, if you're watching the video today, and obviously the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Next week we have, I believe, daily race A is Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Daily race B will be Grand Valley. I think that'll be GR4. And then we got daily race C, which is Le Mans with the chicane. No chicane, sorry. That's racing medium tyres. So, hazard a guess, take a guess what you think that might be. I think it might be GR3, possibly GR2. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, here we are at Brands Hatch, and just heading into the last couple laps. I think this is the 11th lap, and our Bambi Sons picked up a penalty, coming into Druids for the last time, down into second. Tyres kind of burning up a little bit, so you just want to be a little bit careful. But yeah, as you can see, we just have to keep composed, and we've got the German champion P6. I was slightly worried about that, because we're just slightly creeping up, and when I look back, I don't know, I was just a bit curious. But yeah, we kept our way and head up to Hawthorne Bend. Try and keep it stable, make sure you don't drift around this corner, which I've done many a times. And obviously into Dingle Bell, I quite like this part. Sheen Curve is tricky, and off we go after Sheen Curve into Sterling's for the last time. Give our Bambi Son the hazards to say thank you for the great racing. I did think he was going to lose out on P5, but as you can see in the video above, he makes it into P5, still holds it off inside lines. So shouts out to our Bambi Son. Don't forget, if you haven't liked, to subscribe, and make sure you do, and smash that like button if you can. Helps the channel massively. Till next time, all the best.